Let's make my River Rapids quilt pattern using 10-inch squares and background yardage. Now for the fabrics, I am using the Season of Tribute Roots of Nature by Bonnie Christine and Volcanic in Deco Stitch, all from Art Gallery Fabrics. Now I will have a link down below in the description for you to purchase from a quilt store that I trust and also personally shop at. Doing so, a small percentage will help go towards my channel. Now for the background fabrics, I will have both options available in yardage and also background 10-inch squares within the free PDF download. But with that said, if you are using the yardage option, you will then need to subcut it into 10-inch squares, which I've already done so. So now what we're going to do is with both the background and print 10-inch squares, we are going to first cut a 45-degree diagonal. Next, from that 45-degree diagonal, we are going to cut a line that is parallel 2.5 inches away, and you're going to repeat it to both sides, creating these long trapezoids. Afterwards, on the two long trapezoids, we are going to cut parallel lines 2.5 inches away from both sides of the edge to create two diamonds and one shorter trapezoid. And all we'll do is repeat it to both sides, and then everything is now cut. Now I'm going to show you that once you dice up your print 10-inch squares, you're just going to repeat the same exact steps to your background 10-inch squares as well. Now don't forget, River Rapids is available as a free PDF download, which I will have a link down below in the description. River Rapids is also available in 5 quilt sizes: baby, throw, twin, queen, and king. And now that everything is cut, we are going to rotate some fabric around until we have formed our block. Now let's go ahead and sew it all back together. First up, we are going to sew the diamond to the shorter trapezoid, and make sure you have a 1/4 inch dog ear sticking out since we will be sewing on a diagonal. Then next we are going to sew the other diamond to the trapezoid until you have formed a pieced trapezoid. Then lastly, you will sew the smaller half square triangle to your pieced trapezoid, and do make sure that this is centered. The triangle will be slightly larger than needed, but at the very end we will trim everything once. And now that one side is finished, we're just going to repeat the same exact steps to the other side by sewing our diamonds to the trapezoid, and then lastly that smaller print half square triangle to your pieced trapezoid. Then once we have our two pieced half square triangles, we are now just going to sew them together to complete our block. Now this block may look very familiar because it is the Hunter Star block. And this is one thing that I love about this block. I do try and treat it as a half square triangle itself. And when you think of it that way, you can then create multiple amazing quilt patterns all from the same exact block. But moving forward, once all of your blocks are completed, you will then square your blocks to an 8.5 inch square and you are done. All you'll do is just repeat these same exact steps until you've made enough for the quilt size that you have selected. And now that all of your blocks are completed, it is time to lay out the River Rapids quilt pattern, and all you'll be doing is rotating your blocks 90 degrees until this amazing chevron print appears. And then as always, you're just going to sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew the rows together to complete your quilt top. And here is what my finished quilt top looks like. And since this quilt will be gifted as well, I am going to be using once again the coordinating flannel backing because I do know they love fuzzy and soft quilt backs. And sadly, they only have one flannel available in this collection. So this is all I got for now. But as always, for the thread choice, I am using glide thread in pepper. And here is what my River Rapids quilt looks like all quilted out. I do hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.